a kid who wants someone who speaks Russian. She's gonna take care of everything you need.
God bless America.
As an aspiring filmmaker myself, I find your films and your approach to filmmaking very inspirational.
That's nice to hear.
What were some of your own influences in making ANORA?
In hindsight, I'm realizing that I do a lot of nods to like 80s comedies and 80s romantic comedies. Things like Coming to America, and people have been pointing out Pretty Woman, and I see that now.
Welcome to Vegas!
If I get married to an American, I wouldn't have to go back to Russia.
You want me to be your little wifey?
I'm serious.
3 carrots?
What about 4 or 5 or 6?
And what inspired you to tell the story of this very specific Russian-American community in Brighton Beach?
Karin Karagulian, who plays Toros in the film, we were talking about telling a story in the Russian-American community of Brighton Beach and Coney Island, Brooklyn, just simply because he knew that area so well. And he's an actor I've worked with on all my films. And we just couldn't figure it out. For a long time, we thought it might be a Russian gangster movie, and I started doing research in that world. I didn't want to tell a Russian gangster movie, so we were searching for what else would put her in this situation. And we had this idea of her marrying the son of a Russian oligarch, marrying into money instead of the mob.
Your parents are gonna kill you.
I love my husband.
You do not know this guy.
We are consenting adults.
If you think this is gonna be allowed, you're dead wrong.
Do not touch me!
As someone who spent a lot of time in my younger days in clubs like Headquarters, I've never seen such an authentic portrayal of this environment.
Oh, thank you.
How did you go about capturing that realism there's like between the girls and the clients and the club?
Well, I appreciate that because we are always striving for realism, and we want people from that world to say we got it right. So with this case, this particular club that we shot at gave us full access. So we spent time there. Mikey was with us, Mikey Madison, who plays Annie in the film. She was shadowing the dancers. She was doing her own, observation and research. And I think that it was just about us spending enough time there. I think we understood the world well enough where we felt we can represent it correctly.
Your life will be destroyed.
You're a big fan of shooting on film.
Yeah.
What is the difference to you shooting on an iPhone 5S and shooting on film?
If you look at my filmography, 4 of my 8 films had to be shot digitally simply because of budgetary reasons. So I always tell young filmmakers, don't wait. I mean, if you can afford film, wonderful, do it. But if you can't, pull the iPhone out of your pocket and just make your film, because ultimately content is the most important thing.
You're not even hard yet. Fucking hard. That's hard.
I do want to say, though, that the industry as a whole, they can't forget that celluloid, it was the medium that created this art form. And we can't just abandon it because we have new, cheaper, and easier mediums. We should work with all of them, embrace all of them.
Not too shabby.
What do you do to get all of this?
I'm a really big drug dealer.
Oh, really?
You trust me? No.
You won at the Cannes Film Festival this year,
Yeah.
and there's already Oscar buzz. You're sort of almost at a crossways between, independent and maybe possibly more mainstream.
Right.
What's more important to you, creative freedom or a bigger budget and more time to realize your vision?
Unfortunately, the former. But I don't see it as a negative thing because, to tell you the truth, I like working in this wheelhouse with smaller budgets. I really do feel that this industry is, at least in the US, we're throwing money at films. Too much. Budgets have inflated to the point where, unfortunately, it's really disrupted the industry. And it's hard to make films anymore because people don't know how to make low-budget films. So it's okay, because what the Palme d'Or has allowed me to do is to keep making these sort of movies the way I want to make them. And that's for a long time, I was almost seduced by Hollywood several times. So now I can sort of stay in this lane and not hear that noise anymore.
So we're not going to see you making a
You won't see
movie
that, sorry. No, I mean, hopefully I retain this sort of budget level. I don't think I need that much more, but if I do an action set piece or something, yeah, I would need a little bit more. But it's not like I'm looking to take on a franchise. I'm not looking to work in the studio system. That's just simply, I wouldn't be able to do that.
I mean, but why?
I like ANORA. It's a good name.